Oh my God. Chapter 6 is all about dating. What a psychopath. Um, so she talks about um how she, for her, dating was a numbers game, right? So anybody who asked her anything to go for a coffee or dinner, she just went out with anybody. Um, and you know, literally using the expression numbers game several times. Um, and a lot of it was awful, um and referring to dating as a game multiple times. That and she said, I'm never rude or mean, which I don't believe. But if someone's rude or mean to me, I'll double down in return. So I think we can all assume that if Meghan perceives someone to have been rude, or perceives someone to have been mean or dismissive, or thinks she was ghosted because somebody didn't answer fast enough, maybe, um, that she's flipping it around, right? And going hard in return. So, you know, clearly not giving anyone a chance, and uh, making more of her life about being on the attack. But she's only attacking because she was victimized. There's a lot of that uh, psychosis going on with her. Um, she said that um, she was in a long-term relationship with some guy in the military who was deployed, and he broke up with her by email by saying, "I just don't think I can do this anymore." So she just never replied to him and never talked to him again. um, and she says, when it's over, it's over. She instantly, deletes all uh, contacts, all social media, blah, blah, blah. So, for her, it's never really about caring about the other person, because if you cared about someone, there's got to be somewhere in that history, where you still would care about them, even though the relationship didn't work out. But not for Meghan. I signed up for you to be a boyfriend. You didn't turn out to be a boyfriend, so I don't need anything else from you. Move on. Yeah, like, she doesn't have a lot of nuance to her relationship building process. So yeah, so she went through all these dating adventures, and heartbreaks, blah blah blah. Everything bad happened to Meghan. It never once did she mention that she broke up with someone, which was interesting. But she did say she had to extricate herself from a raging alcoholic. But again, we can't possibly assume there's hyperbole in there either. So then we move on to Ben, and we get the story of dating Ben, and Ben was there when her dad was sick, and she tells the story of being in a Mayo Clinic, and her father getting told by the doctor, 12 to 14 months. And she says, "Oh my God, you're never going to get to see me get married." Of course, his death is about her. And Ben says, "Maybe he will." That was his proposal. And they planned their wedding in 2 months so that he could walk her down the aisle. And then he got super sick, and that was the last event that he was at, blah blah blah. So that's sort of a bittersweet way to get married, but whatever. That's on you. And so she was on to talk about her relationship with Ben, and what a perfect partner he's turned out to be, blah blah blah. That he's a lot more conservative, but that she likes that his views and his circle of people's views help inform her. She refers to him as being more blue collar and understanding the needs and concerns of everyday Americans better than she does. Most anybody does, Meghan. And she loves talking politics with him. And she says right out loud, politics is a game to me. It's exactly the problem, Megan. Because while you're sitting there and talking about messaging and positioning and power, um, there are decisions that are being made by politicians through legislation that actually affect people's lives. And what the GOP is doing is affecting the most people the most negatively. That's not a game, Megan. That's fucking around with people's lives. And the GOP has been doing it for 4 decades. So um, it negates everything that you ever do and say, because all of it to you is about the game. Are you getting the right message out? You're just a puppet. You talk about, their savvy political analysis skills that, you can, talk about an election, and you can come up with, talking points, and have a discussion and a prediction about just about anything. But none of that matters, because all you're doing is talking about, you're just doing spin, you're PR. You're not actually doing anything. And what you're doing in the way that you are expressing your opinion is encouraging and helping the party that doesn't actually want to help anybody. So, no, I don't have a lot of respect for that. Politics is a game. I wonder if that's how your father saw it. Anyway, so yeah, she sounds like a psycho, and she and Ben sit around and solve the world's problems at each other, and then they go on air and online and throw all their bullshit at the rest of us. So, what a terrible set of humans.